Again.
I'm Mike Noel with Power America. Dave just bought this beautiful machine for you guys to use. It's 2,500 PSI, 3 gallons a minute.
And how much does this machine cost, Dave's Landscape, Mike?
$5,200.
Wow.
So, first off, it's a 220 machine and it's 20 amp. Alright, the machine has, you want to come up close a bit? The machine has just 3 settings on it. You have off, pump, and burn. If you put it on pump, you have a cold pressure washer. When you put it on burn, you'll get, when you pull the trigger to the gun, you'll get a flame coming out of here. And it heats the pressure, it heats the water to 200 degrees. You have a dial here, you can adjust your temperature. When this is set to 200 degrees, as long as you're pulling the trigger, this chamber will burn. If you adjust this down to lower, and the ambient temperature of the water coming in is lower or is higher than what it needs to be heated to, this will not burn. So if you don't have a burn, check your temperature to make sure it's turned up all the way. When you're using a pressure washer, on hot, excuse me, before you shut the washer off, you have to go to pump to cool the machine down. And then you can shut it off. This machine's equipped with a clutch, so you're able to just let the machine run and you can scrub with a brush on your vehicles. And it won't affect the pump. The soap. The soap is only to be turned a quarter to a half a turn. It'll keep turning. The more you turn, the more soap's going to come through and it's going to end up on the ground wasting Dave's money. So turn it a quarter to a half a turn and then hit this toggle switch right here for your soap to come on and your soap to come off. When you're soaping a vehicle, you start soaping from the bottom and work your way up. When you wash a vehicle, you wash from the top down. When you're about a quarter to a halfway through soaping your vehicle, you need to come over and shut this switch off. You have 80 feet of coil and 50 feet of hose, so the soap will still keep coming out. You'll have enough soap to finish your vehicle. When you rinse a vehicle, turn the machine to pump, from burn to pump, and rinse your vehicle. Rinse from the top to the bottom. It does two things. It takes the soap off, cold water takes the soap off better, and it cools the machine down at the same time. You take this little hose right here and you stick it in the bucket of soap. And that's how you'll draw out your soap. It's high pressure soap, so you're good to go. You have 3 tips. You have a 15-degree tip, a 25-degree tip, and a 40-degree tip. All 3 tips will give you 2,500 PSI, but it's just the angle of which the spray is going to come out. 15 being the smallest, 25 being the middle range, and 40 being the widest tip that we have. This machine is equipped with 2 swiveling front wheels, so it's easy to move around. It's also equipped with a brake. You take this black handle, go behind the C-clamp, and it locks the machine in. When you disengage the brake, sometimes this handle will stick to the side here and it'll get flattered. So just take it and push it out and let it come all the way down. That will stop the clatter. The oil in the pump needs to be changed at 50 hours, and then every 500 hours after that. It's a guesstimate, but try to keep it as close as you can. It has 7 gallons of diesel. It'll burn 0.7 gallons per hour, and that's of burn time. Inside this tank there's 2 pickups for the diesel. When it gets below the top pickup, the machine will sputter. You need to shut the machine off, fill it with diesel, and then you can keep on going. Underneath on the bottom here there's a fuel filter. It's a water separating fuel filter. It's way down here, it's this glass one. You keep an eye on that. If you see water in it, there's a little black valve on the bottom. Just spin the black valve until the water comes out, and then shut the valve. You should change that filter at the 500 hour point when you change the oil in the engine. If you when you're changing the filter on the top, there's a little red toggle switch. It's straight in line with the hoses now.
Mm-hmm.
When you're changing that filter, turn it to the left or to the right to shut the flow of diesel off.
Very good.
That's about it.
Now, what's the lowdown with this thing?
This is an undercarriage cleaner. All you do is you take the hose off the gun from your pressure washer, you attach it right here. It has a trigger gun. Keep this on the ground, don't lift. Keep it on the ground, push it under the vehicle, then pull the trigger. You're going to get 2,500 pounds of pressure coming out of this at 3 gallons a minute. So if you have it outside the vehicle and you pull the trigger, you're going to get wet. So put it under the vehicle, leave it on the ground, pull the handle, and move side to side, cleaning your vehicle, undercarriage.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.